Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another review for Anime Month. And now for this next anime series, which I'll be reviewing today, it's a romantic comedy, and maybe this one is probably not for everybody though, which I would understand so. But for me, I guess I can't help but just like it, you know. So just for what it is, it's a for the plot is probably not for like I said, it's not for everybody though. But I do like it. I would say this is just me being honest. So for this anime series I'll be reviewing, because I've been watching this one for a while, so I've seen it like more than a few times, so just to get my head fully around it, if I truly do like the series, and honestly, I do. I got some laughs, I do got some chuckles out of it, so this anime series is this romantic comedy. And it's called for the original title it's called Gata H Kei, but I'm just gonna call it as by the title I have here by the American title, Yamada's First Time. So yeah, the original title for this based on the manga series is called Gata H Kei, and yeah, but the American version here is called Yamada's First Time. So Yamada's First Time, it's an anime series that's released in 2010 that's based on the manga series called, like I said, under the name of Gata H Kei. Now, for the plot of this is, it's focused on this girl named Yamada. She's 15. She just entered high school, and her dream is to have basically have sex with 100 guys. That's basically what it is. But she's been throughout this whole series. She's been having trouble trying to get it on with the first guy that she met, with our second main character named Kosada. So she met this guy named Kosada, and from then on, she's desperately trying to plan how she wants to make her first time with this guy. And that's basically throughout the whole entire series. Now, on the back here, so I guess some people like it. I'm trying to read from the small print. This person from Anime News Network saying a very fun comedy of discomfort. And the same person from Anime News Network calls it amusingly sadistic. And the other one from another different person from the same company, Anime News Network, from a different person, saying a ballsy teen sex comedy. That's what it is. It's a romantic teen sex comedy. Now, like I said, I just can't help but just like it for what it is. I mean, I did get laughs out of it, but for also the positive things that I like. Well, first of all, all the animes that I reviewed, the animation is well made. It's well made. Like for most of the ones pretty much all anime shows I reviewed, I would say the their animation is good. So, but for this one, from release in 2010, it was a good animation. The voice cast for particularly the English dub, I thought did worked pretty well. For the voice, just for quickly on the voice English cast, Yamada, voiced by Brittany Karbowski, which she's done voice work on other animes that I've heard of, and a couple of I've reviewed. One particularly who was that girl? I forget who her name was, but she was voiced in Senran Kagura Ninja Flash. She was the blonde shinobi busted one who was always grabbing Asuki's boobs. I know, but she had a voice, and I know because she voiced comparing voices. Other voice casts for Kosuda, Scott Freeman, which he voiced for the first 2 seasons. He voiced Issei from High School DxD for the first 2 seasons before he got basically shit canned because of what he did. It's, just sick though, if you basically say, but yeah, he was good as Issei in High School DxD, but after what happened, yeah. But he voiced Kosa in this series as well. And there you have this this deity right here, that little person right there. It's like you see, it's kind of like Eros deities. It's kind of like the it's a version of her, of Yamada's self though, but with a mustache. It kind of is like it narrates the story, and also kind of like she floats around, it shows her floating around on a cloud, and she kind of like I said, narrates and just tells Yamada things, but because she's like a figure of imagination, so kind of like say, what was it? I forget what was some of the dialogue, but she kind of like narrates it and just points out what she's doing is to her is right or wrong, but she knows that's tells her what her goal is. Even one episode where she makes like an imaginary appearance to tell her, this is your goal. You have to do. You're ignoring what your goal is, and it's something like that. You have to watch the show. It's hard for me to explain, but for the people who have seen it, you do know what I mean. And then there is also in which also the one who voices that deity is Alexis Tipton, who voices Mocha from Rosario Vampire. So yeah, that voices she voices that deity version of Yamada. And you have other characters. You have Takeshi, who is Yamada's best friend, who knows of her, what her goal is, and of course her perverted behavior. And despite all that, though, she is a good friend, and it's also supportive what she what she does, though. So, and for the character of Takeshi, I liked her. I thought it was another good positive. I did like the character of Takeshi. Like a lot of times, sometimes that Yamada points out because Takeshi has a much bigger breast size than Yamada does. Like compares Yamada's like a B cup, and then she's like a F cup. And also with Takeshi, she also has a boyfriend as well. And as for other characters, you have this other high schooler who's like a small, flat-chested one. His name was Misato, I think it was. Like, she tries to get attention, but everyone seems to ignore her because she's not that kind of a popular, though. But and then you also have Yamada's little sister. What was her sister's name? Chika, who's also who's also well aware of Yamada's perverted behavior, but she's kind of brushes it off, but she acknowledges oh, this is seriously, you just did this, or oh, that's not gonna get you nowhere, or whatever. She kind of talks calmly, but it's oh, I talk like this and this and that, But she also has a thing of bringing also popular with good-looking boys as well. So And so I was like, oh, how come she gets more popular boys than I do? But yeah, that's some supporting characters. But for like I say, Yamada, she just entered high school and she's already the most popular girl in school, as appearance wise and size wise, you can say. And like she wants to do it with 100 guys, but until one day she to the bookstore she bumps into first meets Kosada. At first, didn't first what was his name, and didn't recognize his face. And Takeshi's like, really? But eventually, meet again at school. They sit next to each other, or even they volunteer for like the library committee, whatever. And like this whole entire series, she's trying to do what she can, try to get it on with this guy. Like one time she tries to like flashes her breast, or another one where she tries to try to go to his place, like where he meets where she meets his sister. And another funny thing is that's where Yokosuka's sister like has no problem like walking around naked, which he doesn't like. Or another point where Yamada meets this other girl who's also like an F cup size, like her friend Takeshi. Her name is Mayu. She's like this very sweet girl, likes to cook, and although she's very clumsy at the same time. Like you a little story that her and Kosada were childhood friends. They live directly across the street from each other. And first, she was afraid to tell how she feels about Kosada. At one point, where she liked this one boy, but finds out because that was Kosada's sister because she had that short boyish cut, So he's like, oh. Like her little fantasy came crumbling down after that. And other stuff like when back with Yamada is like she tried to make other attempts where because one point where because Kosa he's a photographer and he's in the photography club, like they go to the dark room where develops photos. Like she thinks she's gonna do it this time, so because they're alone together in the dark room, like she unbuttons her shirt and her bra, right? And she's ready to pounce, but one of the other students thinks they're coming in, so the lights go off and they can't see, and like Kosada, since he can't see in the dark, he touches something which is actually Yamada's boob, and she runs away. Even when she attempts to try to do it, she gets all nervous and runs away as well. That's another thing. That's another problem that she has. Or to one point where she, she asked for her friend for advice. Tried to get Kosa to be with her. Like she invites him and her to the water park, where she's bringing her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is like this really nice guy and seems to know what he's talking about and a lot of things, kind of smart. And at one point where Yamada's like, oh, let's go swimming, and Kosada's like his reaction is when he's on top of this big water slide, and he's like kind of like a little afraid of heights, so they're going down over and over again, and he's holding on to her, and like Yamada's thinking, oh, he's making his move, but actually he was holding on because he was scared. Or another attempt where they're having this festival, and like Yamada enters this beauty pageant, and she almost gets beat up by this one girl who's from the U.S., but Yamada wins, and she gets like this thing where all the guys want to dance with her, and essentially that one girl that was beaten was Kanajo. Yeah, Kanajo, who's who appears like shortly afterwards, where she's this very rich girl, and one point where yeah, she has a crush, all right. But, and, like, even when she's very pretty, even, like, one part there's sparkles always running alongside of her, and thinking she's so very pretty. But, pardon me. Well, but the actual thing is, she has this huge crush. She's madly in love, and obsession as well. Not only she's madly in love, but she is obsessed with her big brother. So yeah, she's mad. Now that she's obsessed with her brother, she's madly in love with her brother. Like, she has this secret room where she has like all kinds of things of her brother, like photos or even this other merchandise of her brother, and even her older maidens. Like, you know, I know this isn't actual love, you know, and she's like, oh, what was wrong with being madly in love with my own brother? And she's like, so many things wrong. And to one point where she wants to, because she did not like when she lost that beauty pageant against Yamada, so she wants to be the popular girl that she is. Even she wants to steal Yamada's boyfriend from her, even though she doesn't say she doesn't have a boyfriend. Even like the deity figure of herself is like, oh, what do you call Kosada? What about Kosada? And it's also one point. I'm jumping around here because you should check out the anime yourself though. Even though it's not your cup of tea though, but you should check it out though. But I'm just jumping around here because I'm skipping other episodes as well. But what I think is funny though, at one point where when it's Christmas Eve and she thinks it's an opportunity to do it on Christmas Eve, and like there's one part there's she then hits a part of the town where there's all this music. She wants to do it in a hotel or whatever, and one point where she kind of like does a kiss, like a little French kiss though, and even though she runs away, but even Kosada, you know, he's always like shy and always thinking, oh, doesn't like this, but he does like that stuff, you know. He has his own little dignity as well. And they try to do this one park, but it's actually a makeout park, and there's actually photographers actually filming and taking pictures, and they all get all nervous and they all just run away as well. Or when Valentine's Day comes around, and like her friend wants Yama to give Kosada something for Valentine's Day instead of like the guy's giving her something, even though she already got something for a lot of presents from other people though. But she wants her to give Kosada something from her for him. Like even when Takeshi goes to Mayu's house because she likes to cook and bake all these desserts, and so Yamada, she tries to make some chocolates, but in a failing, she ended to like burn herself and to one point spilling, and then also when she finally does it, she shoves it in her mailbox, and like it's very it tastes very disgusting when Kosha's sister tries to feed us some fish, and it's like, oh, is that horrible? So, I don't know, or moving on ahead, when they try to take a school field trip to look at all these shrines, and even Yamada tries to, well, there's no way they can do it because they're taking on a trip, then it's in groups, so they can't find a way to do it, and in one funny point where it's at nighttime where all the girls are supposed to be sleeping, right, and like like with the other girl was a Misuto, just saying that hey Takeshi, tell us what was the first time you when was your first time with your boyfriend? And she gets like all of a sudden she gets like embarrassed because she doesn't want to say any of this stuff though, and until she does, until the teacher interrupts like, go to sleep. and then when Yamada's telling like, oh, she did with her boyfriend after ninth grade graduation, and the teacher comes up and again says, shut the hell up and go to sleep. And then then jumping on ahead again till the next Christmas comes around. Everyone, the Kanajo invites everyone to her big mansion, which is kind of funny though. How the way the structure of her mansion looks, to me, it kind of looked like the Tower of Terror, from Disneyland, the Tower of Terror, which is sadly not around no more because they replaced it with Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout, the mission Breakout. But the structure of that building kind of reminded me of the Tower of Terror. But anyway, for that Christmas, she invited everyone to come to her house, and Yama thinks it's another perfect opportunity to her and Kosha to do it. And one point where they try to get some alone time is actually in Kanajo's room, but fearing they get caught, they hide in the closet. And Kanajo gets worried at what's going on, and she kind of looks at the surveillance, and then Mayu, the klutz, she actually somehow she stumbled into Kanajo's secret room with all her obsession with her brother. All the stuff about her brother is in there. She somehow kind of stumbled in. There's I guess this place is so big I kind of got lost. And then at one point where they try to actually tend to do it at this one motel, but Kosa actually broke his leg, and they try to do it in the hospital bed as well, and then in the bath, and then one point eventually that Yama at the end gives up on this whole thing, and actually by the end they start dating each other, and it ends with a photo of them together, happy. So yeah, I am jumping around episode to episode by this time, but it's for this one it's can't go through a whole entire episode by episode in order though without messing up stuff. But I'm excited. I'm just gonna around what all the funny points are to me. So, one, like I said, how she attempts to cook for. I thought it was funny how she attempts to cook a Valentine's Day chocolates, but failing and just making it taste disgusting. Or how, like I said, another part I thought was funny to me when went on the school field trip and then tried to convince because she's what did you ever do what was your first time with your boyfriend? I thought that was kind of funny to me. But the whole entire series, she has this goal to try to do with one of the guys, but she's been having trouble doing with Kosada. This whole time she either gets nervous or runs away, and then attempts but fails throughout this whole entire series. But yeah. It's just I'm just jumping around because for this particular series, there's even one point where thinking that trying to get Kosada because her friend Misato she overheard that another way to try to get guys is to walk with no panties on. So she this whole time one day at school she walks with no panties on, and even a point where her friend kind of bops her in the head. It's did you ever stop by the Modesty? Did you ever bother stopping by on the Modesty store on your way out of the womb? And she's like, I had modesty. Look, I'm blushing. So, but Yama's first time. I do like it for what it is, even though the plot is kind of say what the girl's whole objective is. But to me, I did get laughs out of it. So, and just if I were to hate it, I would put this as a rant though, but it's not, because I would be lying to myself if I would. But I do like the series. I've watched the show more than quite a few times during my time since I got this. I forgot what was it about. It was a while ago. It was over a year now. So I've seen this series quite a few times. So I can say I do like the series. Be Gata H Kei if you prefer the original title by the manga series or Yamada's first time. But the animation I did like. The English voice cast does a good job. I did get laughs out of it, despite the whole premise of what this high schooler teen what she wants to do. But yeah, although probably if for flaws, like I said, it's probably not everybody's cup of tea. And if it's not, I definitely understand though. But I can't help but like it though. So, and then once again, this is another one that's both DVDs and Blu-ray combo packs. But from 2010, it was well animated for what it was. So yeah, so that's my little thoughts. And plus, like I said, it's released by Funimation. Right there. Funimation has done some pretty good stuff on the releasing anime DVDs. So I would say it's probably another good one from Funimation. On IMDb, it does have a 7.3 on IMDb. For something like this, though, it does get like something a high 7 point something. So, like some other animes, but yeah, this one gets a 7.3 on IMDb. So, people must like this one. So, to give it a high rating like that. But yeah, that's my review on Yamada's First Time. I do like the series for what it is. Yeah, to me, I think it's funny for the most part. As for characters, like I said, Yamada. People say she's probably cliched lead though, but I understand though. But I like the character, and the voice actress who does a good job. For Kosada, people say he's just like a bland male lead in this show. Understandable though, but as far as animes or other films in general, for character-wise, he's not the worst for me. So, as I've seen a lot worse characters for either in films, live action, or animation, or in Japanese anime. So, in general, he's not the worst character developer. So, but he's all right. Well, I did like Takeshi Yamada's best friend, Takeshi. I did like her character. Like I said, even though she knows what Yamada's her behavior is and what her objective is. So even though all that aside, though, she is a good friend to her and is supportive in some ways and not acting like a total bitch or douchebag to her. So I did like that though. So that made this character act like that. So, but that's why I did like her character of her best friend Takeshi. As for other characters, they're like Mayu, like yeah, she means well. Sweet and innocent, but also at the same time klutzy as well. Who's also voiced by Jade for Mayu, who's voiced by Jade Saxton, who later voiced Kanako in High School DxD as well. I thought she did a good job as well, because I liked her voice in High School DxD. But as for the characters, voice cast overall was a solid job, and animation, like I said, solid as well. But I did get laughs out of it, so that's all that matters. And for the whole plot of it, yeah, it's probably not everybody's cup of tea though, but that's understandable though. But I do like the show. Just if I would made this as a rant, I would put it as a rant though, but I can't lie to myself. So, although there was a couple times for other films, I did lie to myself for that though. But that's another story though. But yeah, that's my review for Yamada's First Time, also known as Gata H Kei. I did like it. So if anyone has seen this film and don't like it, I understand though. But anyone who hasn't, check it out if you give your own fair shake on it. But yeah, that's my review on that. I did like this. I did like the series. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next review. Later.